And hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Exotics Radio Podcast. I am Cracks, your host. I hope everybody's doing well out there. I know we've got a long line of people, hopefully soon to come in. It is 8 after 9 in the evening here in Sweden, and it is June 11th. So, how is everybody doing? Oh, I forgot to put the banner on. I've been really bad about that lately. There we go. Have a drink with me Friday. There we go. Now, since I'm a little earlier, usually people are waiting for me to come on, but apparently that's not the case anymore. People have gotten bored. Probably, tired of me being late all the time. Ophi Spider-Verse. Hey, Ophi, how's it going? Hey, Rick. How's it? I hope you guys are doing great. It is the weekend again, and this is where we're at. And I've got a list of songs to kind of express the summertime. So we'll start playing one song, and then we'll get right into the show. I hope you guys enjoy this. And we're back on the air. Wow, I just tried to talk into a muted mic, which is not obscenely out of reach for me. So how's everybody doing? I just wanted to see how everything was going, but and I just wanted to say Last night, I ran into somebody who had a lot of questions, which sparked my idea today. It's an interesting kind of conversation I had last night with somebody who's never gotten into tarantulas, never thought about getting into tarantulas. But it was a fellow artist who was absolutely into all of that. He wanted to draw all of the insects and all of that. So we got into this really interesting conversation. And they started asking me questions that I've answered millions of times before. But then I started thinking, how do experienced keepers answer these questions? How do they go about, taking care of the public? How do they go about, what kind of answers do they get, to be honest? Let's start with that. What kind of questions do you normally get? How do you answer them? And how do you handle I want to say the ew, why would you keep that kind of reaction? I just wanted to see how people will handle that, because I've seen people who listen to this podcast, they almost always have experience of some sort, and so I wanted to see how they would handle, or how would they go about answering those questions. So tonight's gonna be a very, very open mic for anybody to come on. I want to kind of keep it short for people coming on, because there's going to be a lot of people coming, hopefully coming later. If not, then we're going to be playing a bunch of music and enjoying our evening. Hey, Scott's Animal Adventures, welcome. It's good to see you. Scott, question. How do you handle people coming up and ask you how to take care of your animals? For everybody that's just entered, hello, Stefan. That was my big question. I got into this conversation with a fellow artist gentleman last night. Really interested in drawing insects, arachnids, arthropods, but they've never thought about keeping a tarantula. So we got into this whole conversation about that. And I just wanted to know, how do you guys answer those kind of questions? How do you handle people who kind of ask you those questions, but then abruptly go, oh, I don't know why, I don't understand why you would keep them, kind of thing. I just wanted to hear your stories. I want to hear, again, I just wanted to hear how you're doing. On top of that, I wanted to celebrate, it is summer. Today got so hot, it got to 31 degrees in my room. And of course, it didn't stay that way for very long. As soon as I realized it was 29, I was really flying to get the air to cool down in my room, and managed to do so, of course. But living in an apartment the way I do, we generally don't have an air conditioner. Now, I'm lucky, I have a portable air conditioner that I can hook up, and that's exactly what I did. And I brought it down. It's now 25 degrees. So if you guys hear an actual hum in the background, or if it sounds like there's a fan that clicks on, that's because of that. It's because the temperature is automated and is bringing the temperature down in my room. Hey, Moon over Miami. Hey, it's a long time no see. It's good to see you. I didn't see you this last Wednesday. I'm glad you made it. Stefan says, okay, so I'm going to put this up. Stefan says, for people that say, ooh, why do you keep them? I honestly just say, like, why do you have a dog or cat or any other pet? That's actually a pretty good point. For me, it's interesting, because people tend to not understand about keeping the animals. But then how do you handle when people come up with a bunch of questions on the care tips and stuff? Scott's Animal Adventure says, I really don't understand what you mean. I give care. If you don't like it, move on. If they ignore it, because often it's not worth a conversation when they start squirming around with such an idea. That's true. But then what I'm saying is, how do you dispel a lot of that, if you're going to be like that, how do you dispel a lot of the prejudice, a lot of the fear? Because a lot of the fear is basically just Hollywood. That's one thing that bothers me, is when I get ridiculous questions, and it's like, why did you come and ask me? If you found out I've owned tarantulas, why do you come and ask me so silly questions? But it's seriously deep-rooted fear because of movies and imaginations, and nobody has really sat down and spoke with them and taught them, hey, this is not how it works. They're actually like this and not like this. So Yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to see how, like I said, people that come on the show, they almost always have, experiences of some sort, and so I wanted to know how they handle situations at certain and different situations. Moon over Miami says that they've been busy with work and their wife in the hospital. Oh, I'm sorry, Moon. My best wishes towards your way. Scott, Animal of Interest, says, by the way, I feel like crap. I had my jab. Oh no, Scott's been jabbed. I don't want to know what you've been jabbed by. I'll just leave it at that. Scott Animal Adventure says, I just sent them a YouTube or show them a Facebook group or something. Yes, but that's the thing. It doesn't really dispel. Again, then they can start drawing their own conclusions. And the whole point of what we do here is to dispel fear. And a couple of people I've sat down with said, they were really terrified of spiders, and now they don't really pay them much mind because they understand they're not there to lay eggs in the ears or live in the hair, or they're not gonna poison their kids when their kids are playing around, kind of thing. Ophi Spider-Verse says, hey Stefan. Moon over Miami says, well, everyone has fear. You have roaches. Exactly. But I don't sit there and go, oh, to people who, I don't understand why you keep them. I just said, just don't talk about them. But my fear is from actual trauma. I understand where my fear is coming from. And if somebody comes up to you with actual trauma, how do you handle it? How do you handle that kind of a situation? Because for me, I understand, when people want to talk about cockroaches, I'll let them talk about it. I'm going to squirm a bit. But I understand cockroaches will never be for me. This just no. And I go far out of my way not to come across one. There's a reason why I live on the third story. Let's see, what's Scott saying? Well, it wasn't Stefan, unfortunately. Aw, Stefan. Scott, be nice to Stefan. So, all right, well, you guys think about those kind of questions. I've got another summer mix. I brought up a summer mix of songs today, so you guys can kick back, relax with your drink of whatever you so choose. Urban Exotics. Hey, Lewis, how's it going? Urban Exotics says, hi, Ophi. Hi, Stefan. Hi, Cracks. Hi, Moon. He's giving his hellos. I just heard a loud crack, and I kid you not, my Lasadora Parahabana has been trying to get through the top of the screen. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a good time for me to play a song and make sure she did not get out. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Crax, your host. You're on the Exotics Radio Podcast, and if you haven't, please hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We've got plenty of things to talk about, and plenty more things to talk about. So to tell you about the crunch, yes, that was my LP trying to get through the screen top. She has discovered things. Honestly, I don't think she's trying to get out. I've seen my Nanto Trepape. She's tried to get out a couple times, but this one it's like she wants to chew. She's done chewing on her cork bark, and now she's found something new to chew on. So somebody had suggested I put in more cork bark. Tony Webb says, Cracks, I'll drop in next week as I don't have an earpiece for the audio. Okay. Appreciate that, Tony. So next week we can expect Tony Webb to be on. Moon Over Miami says, hello, Urban, just watched your videos. Yes, please, ladies and gentlemen, go check out Urban Exotics UK's videos. He does a fairly good job of covering everything. And he has a featured creature on his channel as well. So definitely go check that out. And also go check out Scott's Animal Adventures as well. Excellent co-host, as well as he puts out some really good content, especially when it comes to isopods. He's getting out of the millipede business. I wish he didn't, but I think a lot of losses kind of discouraged him a bit, so which is kind of sad, but to each his own. And so I'm very happy to suggest go check out my co-host. If I didn't like his stuff, I'd be the first one to tell him immediately. Also, Ophi, I have a question for you, Rick. Are you going to start doing your own channel? Because if you are, I'm tuning into that real quick. Your setups are just magical. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, check out Ophi Spidersverse. Go check them out, and then on Facebook, and go ask them a bunch of questions about their setups. They have wonderful setups. And of course, Tony Webb is a legend, so that's just enough said. Now, the question to you, ladies and gentlemen, is how do you answer questions when you're given about care and such? It caught me off guard yesterday, but there's still a lot of people who don't know a lot about tarantulas, and they are curious, and so it was just like a side, I kind of got hit with out of the blue. It seems like I was walking around with a book, my nose in a book, and I got hit with a question. I was like, wait, what? Huh? It was a fun experience, and but it got me thinking. Again, it got me thinking about how you guys answer your questions when people come up and ask you. I want to know everything from how do you answer the most simplest to the most complex, as well as how do you handle fear. Most people like to point out that I'm also fearful, but yes, I'm fearful because of trauma. Again, that one's I'm not gonna easily get over that one, because I know cockroaches. I've studied cockroaches, and talking about them does make me very uneasy. Seeing them makes me extremely uneasy, to the point where I cannot look at them for very long or very often. Tony Webb says, far from being a legend, Cracks, but appreciate it. You are. Hands down, you are. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, is what I'm asking you. If you guys want to come on the show and you want to answer a couple questions about care, you're more than welcome to. It is open mic, so just ask for a link. I'll be more than happy to send it to you. But I want to keep the conversation short and simple as well, because I want to get more and more people on the show. I want to have them be able to call up at any point in time and be like, hey, I've got something to say. So, kind of get a little more involved. Something we haven't been doing, or I haven't been doing, as well as being late almost all the time. I think people are getting kind of tired of that. So, sorry. Starting next week, I do have a person who is starting out helping me plan out my days and my weeks, because I get very sidetracked. And it just doesn't look good when the host of a podcast is almost always late. So I have put that in the works. I'm also waiting for a couple of enclosures to arrive, so then I can send Ophi their enclosure, because they did win a while back. And again, I just took a bunch of stuff all at once, and it's been really holding me back, and I'm really sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm really, really sorry. And let's starting next week, let's just turn that around, at least for me. Let me make my efforts. Yay! Now, for the music, as I said last Wednesday, come the 20th, I gotta tear everything down. I gotta take all of my videos down because Epidemic Sound will put a copyright strike against it because I'm no longer I no longer hold a subscription to them. One of the reasons why I'm ending my subscription, for those who don't know, with Epidemic Sound, because they have a great variety, is they've got a sneaky little clause in there that says you can't use all of the song. And I was like, wait, what? I pay to use the song, but apparently that they call that a standalone, and it doesn't consider it. What I do does not consider a standalone. Now, I have looked into YouTube. YouTube's got a couple of songs which are downloadable. I can download them and play them as I wish, and they're not too much for the standalone. They don't really mind too much. It's just finding good music. So they've got that, and there's a couple of other places. When we get to that bridge, I'll tell everybody about it. A couple of sites that are very good. Also, NCS, which is a non-copyright sound, has a couple of songs or a couple of channels you can actually play in the background while you speak over it, and that might be an actual option later on, until I can find a way to actually sit down and do place individual songs again. So again, I've got options. I just got to figure out how to do those options. So that's good. And now back to the question, and ladies and gentlemen, is there anybody who wants to come on, wants to kind of, answer some of the questions I've been asking the groups? Because like I said, a lot of you are experienced keepers in different areas, and that's great. Especially for anybody who has any kind of questions. So we've pretty much covered just about everything. If I want questions about scorpions, so I can ask Stefan. If I want questions about scorpions or centipedes, especially centipedes, I can go to Tony Webb. If I want to talk about tarantulas, I can go to Tony Webb, Stefan Harp, or I can, ask Ophi Spider-Verse, because Rick has such an extensive collection as well. That's including millipedes and isopods, but he learned his isopods from our very own Scott's Animal Adventures, so I would definitely go to Scott's Animal Adventures for any questions about isopods. So like I said, and the list just keeps going. There's Scott's Inverts, there's Ellie's Bug Babies, there's Spider Mom 1978. There's so many people that come around the show, and they've got a wealth of knowledge. So I'm very blessed to know that there's people around me that if I have a question, I can go to them anytime. I mean, we can't even forget Mark. Let's not forget Mark, the spider guy. Love Mark. Don't see him tonight, so I hope he's doing really well. Again, I understand it's the weekend, and this week has just been crazy hot, especially here in Sweden. We usually don't get this hot, not until about the end of the month, and it shot up really warm today. I was like, holy cow. So with that being said, if there's nobody going to have any takers, I'm going to play another song. Like I said, this is all about summer. It's a summer playlist. I want you guys to kick back, relax, whatever you got in hand, whether it be tea, ice, or ice cold or warm, soda, punch, water. For me, it's rum. You guys know I'm going to break out my rum. So without further ado, we got another song coming up. And welcome back, everybody. And I see somebody who's jumped in. I haven't seen them all week, so I'm so happy. And speaking of happy, Happy Aunt UK has joined us in the chat. Thank you so much for being here, Happy. I appreciate it. It's wonderful to see you. How are you doing? How's things are going? Now, I also want to ask you, Happy. Do you raise ants? Do you have an ant farm? That's something I've always wanted to ask. Or do you just collect? Because I've noticed some people tend to collect them, and some people tend to raise them. So I didn't know how. What do you do? What is your hobby, my dear? You have to tell me. Also, I'm going to teach you a new word. It's called chena. Hey. Hey is very common use in Swedish, but also so is chena. You can go, hey, chena, and then you can go into asking how are they doing, like humodo and other things. But yeah, it's you know, it's odd spelling but fun. I'm thinking about going into my Instagram and saying fun with Swedish words, like gift. This last time, gift is a term used for venomous or poisonous. It also is a term used for married, and it's spelled as gift, like you would spell gift in the English language. So I really don't think the Swedes like marriage too much. Chena is not tuna. No, it's spelled close. It's TJNA E-A or E-N-A. There you go. Chena. And so, yeah, it's like I said, fun with Swedish there. So Happy, again, you know, what, if you do keep ants, what do you keep, and how long you've been keeping? Oh, I've been working a lot. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you? Well, I've been collecting newly mated queens, and also bought. It's either brought or bought colonies. Oh, I'm so happy. That's awesome. What kind of ants do you? Now, for me, you're going to probably have to break it down to simple terms with common names when it comes to ants. I'm not too familiar with it. I did do a bit of studying back in the day. I choose not to do that anymore. If you don't use it, you lose it. And I have lost almost all of it. So if you could give me a recourse. And now I also want to ask you about channels like Ants Canada. If you are you familiar with them? What do you think of their content? Because they do a pretty good job of making an entire colony of ants into a very dramatic show. And no extra drama needed, because it can get pretty hairy with them. But to answer your question, though, I'm very, very good. And I've been trying to get guests on here for a while now as well. Unfortunately, the show's not very well known, so it happens. And since all of the newness has left, since I'm no longer new, people have pretty much walked away from the show quite a bit. So yeah, you know, when it comes down to it, after you've been around a while, who's still left is your real big fan. So I'm really happy to have you guys. I'm really super happy to have you guys. Now, did I just hear? I did. I just heard my Discord go off, so I'm going to close that. I apologize about that. That's not very nice to listen to. You know, you'd be talking along, and then all of a sudden you have a Discord in the background. Just no. Yeah, but other than that, so Tony, question. Since you're here, I'm gonna ask you questions for a brief moment. Happy I answered my question. Hold on, before I ask you my questions, I'm gonna read Happy Ant's answer. Wow, I wish I could speak, but I can't. Black garden ants, yellow meadow ants, and multiple others. Yeah, I watched Ants Canada for years. Mixed feelings on his content, like most ant keepers. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering about that, because he's really good. Like I said, about making, you know, definitely capturing the audience and getting them to come and watch his show. He's really good about that. but I'm just questioning some of his keeping methods. If that's I don't think he's a bad keeper in any way, shape, or form. He definitely knows what he's doing, but as my brother had actually, once said, when you get a colony that big, what do you do with it? Well, you definitely don't want to release them. You don't want to, but how do you take care of it like that? And that's one of the reasons why I won't keep ants, is because they do tend to grow, and they grow well. So, hold on one second. He is great showman, not so much of an ant care, I guess. Let's see. There we go. Opie Spider-Verse says, Cracks, I want to remind all of the listeners that Ketchy is having a... Okay, here, I'll just put it up. Cracks, I wanted to remind all of the listeners that Catchy is having a Boggo free sale. High recommended bug catcher. Check it out, guys. Now, my question to you, Tony, if you're still around, if you're still listening, Tony Webb, my question to you is, how do you handle when people come up to you? First of all, how do you, handle when they have, true interest in what you do? And how do you handle those that are just trying to figure out why you keep such critters? Because I'll never, even though I fear cockroaches, I'll never question why somebody would keep them. Because as a tarantula keeper, I understand the fascination and the love for their animal. So I would never, say, ooh, it's a cockroach. I don't understand how you keep them. I will say, ooh, it's a cockroach, and just not to the owner's face. And I won't go around the cockroach. They can stay over there and I'll stay here. But I want to know how you, as a professional, because I've seen you do shows, I want to see how you would handle it. And Scott's Animal Adventures says, I don't see any issue with Ants Canada. He is expanding, and he's incredibly large plot of land, buildings, etc. And ants, like anything else, will crush a certain population and self-regulate. Maybe they will go hungry and die off, but the colony is kept well. It will look insane. Oh, okay. Happy. That's my question to you. Do you think he goes too elaborate with his ant keeping? Is my question, maybe. Because, like I said, he's definitely an excellent showman. His tarantulas, his snakes, even his bird, they're not, going without or anything. He seems like he definitely knows what he's doing, but I'm trying to figure out why he does some of the things that seem a little too flashy in my case, because I would never do that with my tarantulas. Tony Webb says, I always try to have time to chat to people when they ask questions. You can tell when somebody has a real interest in what we sell or buying from us, and even asking questions about it. Yeah. So, Tony, how do you handle when somebody comes up and they're like, oh, why do you keep them? Kind of questions. Do you try to dispel some of the misconceptions and try to dispel a lot of the fear, or, how do you handle it? Is my question, I guess. Because even fear can actually give someone a bit of an interest in the subject. That's something that to think about. But maybe they when somebody is blatant about it and they don't really have straight up interest and they just want to have a jab at it, I can always tell them that I can actually handle, as a woman, something that would make most men and some of the biggest men turn into little girls. So I always have a quick comeback to whatever. And, I guess I grew a thicker skin because of it. No, I wouldn't say because of that. I grew a thick skin because of the bricklaying, but, yeah. And like you said, you always try to have time. Last night, I wasn't really planning on staying on the stream with the artist who was actually drawing insects with fungi, because he thought it was fascinating how fungus can actually 100% destroy an insect. He thought it was quite fascinating, and how the huge impact that it had. And we got into this huge conversation, and then we talked about tarantulas. And he was very interested, but his girlfriend was definitely not interested at all. But the thing is, what I was saying is, helping her to kind of see into a little bit. She wasn't like absolutely terrified at the end of the conversation. She definitely was not going to be handling or going around any type of spider. But definitely she wasn't so abrupt to not talk about them. Happy Ant says he is mostly a businessman and has had many very bad ideas. He aims for views more than anything. I have to actually agree with that, because there was a point in time where I was like, I can't watch this. He is great for bringing new people into the hobby. Yes, see, that is something. So, I guess would his care techniques outweigh the fact that he brings in new people, or would the fact that he brings in new people to the hobby and a younger crowd to the hobby as well? Let's not forget the age impact into the hobby. Does that outweigh the fact that some of the situations he runs into, he kind of handles it a little. I'm trying to be nice here. I really am, because he is definitely a great showman. His channel is huge, and I don't know that much about keeping ants. But some of the things, as somebody who has inverts myself, are like, why did you do that? Why would you do that at all? So that's, I guess that's my next question is, what do you, where do you stand with that, I guess, is a tough one. So he also has encouraged stupid experiments at times. Yeah, he does that. I'm sitting here thinking that's not exactly how that goes, but he does it anyways, and it's like, why? Tony Webb says, when they ask me, okay, I'm going to bring this up. When they ask why we keep and what's great about centipedes, etc., I tell them because they take parental care of their eggs and babies. Plus, I always say that they are helping us in the medical world. Oh, see? That is an actual excellent way of handling it, as well as just telling them it's like, as a friend of mine put it, because I'm a smartass. The first thing that comes out of my mouth, it comes very unfiltered. But I do have good people around me that handle situations way better than I do. I'm going to fully admit that. Talking about why do you keep LPs? Because LPs get so big and they populate so quickly. And it's like, well, for one, they're incredible. They're an incredible tarantula. Super fast, super strong. And yet, the animal kingdom fully respects them. It's very nice to have them around. They make a really great show tarantula as well. How they lay out. Usually, if something rattles them or disturbs them, they head for the hills. I guess let's not forget that centipedes are also very good about keeping their babies antifungal and antibacterial. They're very good. They're like one of the most sterile creatures on the planet when it comes to taking care of their babies, because the babies are so susceptible to both bacteria and fungus, at least from what I've read and what I've understood. So I just want to put that out there. I got a little sidetracked. The venom from centipedes is being used for pain relief. Oh, I didn't know that. That's actually pretty interesting. It's 5 times more stronger than morphine. Oh, really now? Because when I got bit, there was nothing painless about it. When I got bit, it was all pain. Also, evolutionary-wise, they have borrowed other toxins from forms of life and incorporated into their venom. That's actually pretty interesting. I didn't know that. I'm with Happy on that one. I didn't know that one either. So, ladies and gentlemen, tune in next week, next Friday. But Tony Webb will be a guest on the show. HD Arachnids, hey, good to see you. I'm glad you've made it. You get crappy morphine. I guess that's true. Now, Tony, do you know if it has like an addictive effect, like morphine? Morphine has a pretty addictive effect. So I'm wondering if I'm pretty sure it's an extract of the venom. It's not directly the venom, because the venom causes in some cases, or most cases, causes the muscles to all fire at once. So causing great pain, and it really messes with your nervous system. So I'm wondering if if it, the derivative of that, if it's more addicting than morphine, is my question. Do you know anything about that, or do you know just the bare minimum? HD Arachnids. Okay, let's put this up. I know lemurs get high on millipedes defense. Yes, they do. It's kind of interesting. That's correct. It's about isolating and the correct proteins. Nice. Now, let's see. I think it's about time for another song. Yes, it is. It is time for another song, ladies and gentlemen. We got another song coming up. Again, it's all about that summer. It's summertime. Yay! And welcome back, everybody. I'm Crax, your host. You're on Exotics Radio Podcast, where we do music and information of usual inverts, but we do try to do information on just about anything exotic pet keeping in general. So we've got HD Arachnids. Sorry to hear about your father passing last Friday. That's quite sad. I hope you're here, we can hopefully cheer you up. Happy Aunt just checked out, and Tony Webb said, that's true about the millipedes. I was sprayed yesterday in a test experiment that I wanted to see the effects of the Salpitidolopus species, Papua New Guinea, toxic millipedes, as their secretions are amazing. Now, this is the one that actually melts the gloves, correct? they've got like a caustic secretion. I think that's the one that you were showing with the gloves on Facebook. I'm not too sure if that is the one. Moon over Miami says, sorry for your loss. HD Arachnid says, thanks, Moon. How's your wife? Is she recovering? Is she doing okay? Moon over Miami's wife had a stroke, which is very sad. Our prayers are with her. Let's all pray and hope she gets better. Tony Webb says, yep, that is the one, Cracks. It corroded them. Yes, it was kind of a wicked experiment. Why do you do that? You know what's going to happen. So did you actually wear the gloves and let it actually... let it actually secrete on the gloves that you were actually wearing, or did you do like a test dummy where the gloves, you weren't on the gloves, but you were actually like petting them with the gloves? I don't, I just wanted to know how that went. Skin test. The things melt the gloves. that is a very unique skin test going on there. Jeremy's Wild World. Hey, Jeremy. How's it going? Feel free to join the show if you're up for it. I know you like to hang out with us, so here's the link. I'd love to get your take on things. I've been talking to myself for almost an hour now. We will be going for another 40 minutes, and then we're gonna end the show. Mainly because I do have things I need to get done real quick. Michael Taylor has also just joined. It's good to see everybody start to kind of come in, trickle in. I hope everybody's doing well. It's Friday. It's Have a Drink with Me Friday. I've got a nice tall glass of rum over some ice, and I have some Coke on the side. And I thought I turned off my Discord, but apparently I did not. I apologize. Let's see if did that work? Quit Discord. Yes, finally I turned off Discord. So I apologize for that little beep in the background. I usually have all of my alerts turned off. It's been a little bit. Off fishing tonight again. Work's been a drag. Sorry about the work. I'm glad you've been fishing. Did you catch anything? That's usually the first thing people ask. Did you catch anything? Tony Webb says, wasn't wearing them, but I have them set up as they react within 1 to 2 minutes. That's cool. Did you get the experiment on video? That's my next question, because that would be a really interesting video to watch. Ben's Pets. Hey, Ben. How's it going? Even Ben's here. Oh, wow. People are really starting to trickle in. They came in a little late. Again, ladies and gentlemen, the show will go for about another 40 minutes, and then we're going to have to call it quits. Jeremy's Wild says, fingers crossed, I do catch something. Only got some crabs last time. You could share those, because I got a good recipe for some garlic butter for dipping crab leg in. I do love crab. It's so expensive, though. So expensive. Ben, how's it going? Now, Ben, I have a question. My niece wants to get into moths and butterflies, and what is the overall setup that she would need for that? Because she got into stick bugs, and some had, her 2 stick bugs have died, but they laid eggs, and she still needs to get back to me with that, because Sam wanted a picture of the eggs, so I'm hoping she'll eventually get that to me. But then she also wanted to get into butterflies and moths, and you were the first person I thought about. So catch me up on Facebook a little bit later, and maybe you can send me a good place, send me a good website or something, and then I can send that to her so she can follow things up. I'll go over there and help her set up as well. Tony Webb says, that's something I can look into in a video experiment. Yeah, see, that would be really cool, because I would really love to show people that it would just be really cool to watch. Millipedes are one of the few things that I would really love to have, but I have cats, and I fear the worst. They're not typically escape artists, but cats are typically the ones that like to get into enclosures. That's one of the reasons why they're not allowed in here, even though they do sneak in occasionally, which is why I now have to lock the door, because they've figured out that they can open doors. Let's see what else we got. Ben says, good, thanks. How are you? Ben's pet's like, will do. Awesome. Yeah, so that I can actually, like I said, I can help her set it up, but I want a good place for reference. And if we have any questions, I'm sure I can poke you on Facebook. And then let's see, HD Arachnid says, hey Ben, hey Jeremy. Moon over Miami says, hello Jeremy, hello Michael. It's good to see you, Michael. It's really good to see you, so I'm glad you're here. And it's, because usually you come in really late, or you don't make it at all, and I usually get this little message at the bottom of the video. It's like, I'm sorry I missed it. So I'm very, very happy you made it, this one. HD Arachnid says, tarantulas are supposed to taste like crab, but putting that out there. I'm going to say no, because I watched Gordon Ramsay actually eat one, and he said no. So, no. No, Gordon Ramsay was actually, I forgot which country he was in. I think it was around Thailand. It was either Thailand or Cambodia. And he ate one, to be around the locals and try to get a good local recipe. So I'm gonna say from his reaction, that was not crab. So, yeah, so my question to you, ladies and gentlemen, is how do you, when people come to ask you a bunch of questions, how do you handle it? What kind of questions do you get? When people do ask you questions, what kind of questions do you get? How do you go about answering them? Do you give them references? I think it's a consensus that we all take the time out, to answer any and all questions, and we try to help the person that's actually genuine curious. So how do you guys go about it? I would love to hear some stories. If you guys got some funny stories to share, feel free to call up, and again, try to keep the conversation short and sweet, and try to keep everything, going. Because, like I said, I would love to hear other people's experiences with it. Like I said, it was a really interesting conversation last night. Kind of came out of the blue, took me off my feet for a moment, and like I said, it was really fun. And so I wanted to hear about your guys' experiences, good and bad, or both, or good or bad and both. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I feel like I'm just floundering here. You know what? Since I'm floundering here, guess what's going to happen? Song. I'm going to milk this thing all the way until the 20th, when I have to take everything down. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Exotic Creative Podcast. I am Crash, your host. You've now been listening to almost an hour of me rambling on, and I apologize for that. I have been rambling. It's usually because I usually have a guest on a Friday, and I usually have somebody to talk to, but today generally it's a change up, which is fine. We play more music because we haven't been doing that. We've been actually neglecting the music part of the show, and I'm going to milk this, like I said, until the 20th. I'm probably going to use up all of my hours just so I could just like use all of the music up that I can find. Soak it up. So anyways, we were talking about literally how do you handle situations when somebody comes up to you, and I wanted to hear some of your guys' experiences, your guys' thoughts, and hear what you guys have to say. Now, I know some people are very shy, they don't want to talk about it, which is perfectly fine. We can also talk about millipedes and their how they come in all ranges of varieties, and how some lemurs get high off of them, whereas others get burned. We can also talk about centipedes, how they're used for advanced medical technology and medicine, as well as talk about tarantulas and how they're great for therapy, and also I guess company. It's good because I've got like I said, I've got a Lasadora parahybana. It's keeping me on my toes. She likes to chew the screen, and it's like you're gonna get out. I realize that this plastic has nothing on you. It's a plastic framing with the stainless steel mesh on top, and she's chewing through the mesh. You can actually see where she's literally kind of peeling it apart. It's slow. The process is slow. So once in a while I'll hear a pop, and I'm like, oh, she's doing it again. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind us that you may be new. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. I really appreciate it. It feeds the algorithm. That's basically what it does. I don't go up here just for the views, though. I actually come up here to hang out with some of the best, most knowledgeable people that I know in the hobbies, and that's across the board. I mean, we have Happy Ant UK. They actually deal with ants. We've got Ben's Pets. He is literally, as I've read once, he is a walking encyclopedia. I've met him. He really is. So if you have any questions, definitely you can go to him. We have, Jeremy's Wild World. Definitely a good source of information. We've got Stefan Harp. Awesome source of information. HD Arachnids as well. We've got Urban Exotics UK. We have let's see, who else we got that are keepers. Like I said, I would say about 90% of the people that listen to the show is a keeper in one way, shape, or form. And if you have any questions, I'm 100% certain that any one of these wonderful people will definitely answer any questions if you happen to come across them. So definitely go check out their channels if they have a channel. I don't know if everybody has a channel. I'm not sure if Happy Ant UK has a channel or not. If they do, I really need to get them on the show for ant keeping, as well as my beekeeper that I keep trying to get on the show. They keep bailing on me, so I need to really find a beekeeper, because beekeeping is one of the few things I'm actually interested that I'm unable to do because of where I live. Urban Exotics says, sorry, but putting my phone on charge and grabbing a cigar with a rum and coke. Awesome. We also have Ophi Spider-Verse. We have Rick, who is one of the best enclosure builders I've known and ever met in my life. If you want to know how to make an enclosure for either an invert at just about any type, or turtle, or tortoise, sorry, not turtle, tortoise. Definitely go check out, go check him out, go, on Facebook, and go ask him your questions, because he definitely has answers. And then we've got Scott's Animal Adventures as well. My co-host, he's awesome when it comes to snakes. He's awesome to a bunch of other things. And we can't forget Scott's Inverts, who is a little on the late side. He says, F it Friday, hi you beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. Urban is blasting a vape and sipping milk. That's what he means. Be nice, Scott. Be nice. Tony Webb says, currently photographing centipedes with eggs and babies. Oh, it's so cute. Most people can't see a centipede as being acute. They're one of the best mothers out there. I'm sorry, they really are. Because baby centipedes are so highly susceptible to fungus and bacteria, these animals clean them spotlessly, and they ensure that they're not infected, because that they can actually definitely pass away, due to just the smallest infection. And these guys do such a great job. So they're wonderful. These guys are really wonderful parents. Centipedes, when it comes to parenting, is probably one of the best, except they get to a point where nope, you guys are on your own, and they just leave. They're done, and then they guard their territory. It's like, okay. And Scott's inverts is saying more babies. Scott says, I'm good friends with Lewis, aka Irwin. Yes, I know you're good friends, but you really had to say he was drinking milk. Come on now. Yeah, it's good to see you. Gosh, I saw you last Wednesday, but not for very long. So it's good to see you on this Friday. Now we've got about another half hour to run of runtime left. I'm trying to think which song have I not played on my song list. I think I need to move to another list. Let's see. Yeah, I think I need to move on to another list. Let's see if I got any more summer songs going on. Nope. Maybe. Yes, I haven't found a list, so it's not exactly as chill as the last list that I brought up, but it's definitely some summer stuff, so we can actually kick back, relax. It got super hot today. Oh my gosh, I melted. So how's the weather in the UK, guys? How's it going over there? Was it melting? Was it a melting pot over there? Is my next question, because here it was scorching. It was pretty bad here. Let's see. Scott Invert says, I'm late for my own lives, let alone others. That's perfectly fine. As I was just saying earlier in the show, that I will be working on not being late. So I'm always either 5, 10, 15 minutes late, and always it never fails. So I did get a hold of somebody to help me put together a schedule. So that will be starting next week. And so, because it's insulting to the fans that show up early and then there's nothing. So I'm definitely not going to do that anymore. Now, Ben's Pet says, I need to look into getting partners for my peds. Oh, nice. Got a gorgeous newbie today. Ooh. Ben, do tell. Explain what you've gotten. And Urban Exotic says it's Scott Cracks. That's good for him. And of course, a lot of people love Scott. Scott's Inverts is extremely knowledgeable, especially when it comes to rehousing. I just want to say this, Scott. You put out some really good content recently, so keep it up. And you're just downright evil. In a good way. I'm not saying this is a bad way, because the reason why I say you're evil is because I've been trying for years to get my family to open up to owning any type of invert. So I've been feeding my nieces your videos. And now my niece is very interested in Ben because she's 18 and she likes butterflies and moths, so she wants to get into that. So now we've got she's managed to pull Ben into this whole thing, and she kind of squealed like a girl, to say the least, like a schoolgirl, because she was like, this person? I'm like, yes, I've had them on the show. And she's like, oh, can you ask them this? I'm like, well, let's just chill out. I'll just ask for some information. He could send my way, and then I'll help you set up. Okay. That's kind of how the whole conversation went. And then it came into mom, and my ears just shut off at that point. I'm not a mom, so I'm the aunt. So if every time she talks to me and then she immediately goes to her mom or dad, my ears have to turn off because I know some hate is going to come my way. So I'm just saying, Scott, you started something. Urban Exotic says, "Cracks, your fault. I can't stop listening to Chill Hop and Lofi right now." I'm excellent. I'm excellent that way. It's a Scolopendra. Ben Pet says it is a Scolopendra supines, or a Torreja, or a Scolopendra species Torreja. Well, lots of controversy towards the name. They are gorgeous. Aw, nice. Send me pictures, Ben. I want pictures. I want pictures on Facebook. You know, you gotta post. You gotta be good about that. Everything Exotic says, pets, the one I got. Ben's Pets, that's the one I got. HD Arachnid says, nothing looks more fun than gassing a centipede to try to sex it. Actually, I'm not so much into the gassing. I really am not. Is there a better way, Tony? Is there a better way than gassing a centipede for sexing? Are they dimorphic? That's my next question, because, I used to know all of this stuff, but I've completely forgot it. Ben's Pet says, locale to Lewis, they are pretty rare. Scott's Invert says, a lot of my knowledge is gained over the last 2 to 3 years. That has come from chatting with people like Ben, Tony, Bailey, Dale, and just to name a few. I got to throw Mark in there, Mark the Spider Guy as well. I have to agree with Scott. Scott, you're more than welcome to come on the show. If you'd like, I'll just put this out there. There we go. You're more than welcome to come and chat if you'd like. Tony Webb says, the subspines, Ben, I have the photo of reverse underside of a terminal leg. Also, the Indonesia dude, Ben, should have some coming. Indonesia dude, Ben, should have some coming. Okay. You can use the molt. If you can catch it at the right time, snip the last inch. Fill with water, and you'll be able to tell that way too. Oh, okay. So they're not dimorphic, which makes things a little more difficult. Why couldn't they be dimorphic? Why could you just not be able to look at them and go, yep, that one. I know exactly if they're boy or girl. I will next week, Cracks. I'm currently spraying and feeding. Okay. Tony Webb will also be on next week, Scott, so it would be fun to have the both of you on at the same time. It will be the interview of a lifetime. It'll be great. I'll bring the rum, Scott will bring the tea, Tony will bring the water, or lemonade or something. I'm not sure what Tony will bring, but Tony will probably bring something. We'll have it all covered. Ben's Pet says, yes, I thought it was a subspines, but some American hobbyists were like, has it been described yet? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's sad. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got about 20 more minutes of the show, and so I'm going to play another song. I hope you guys don't mind the music tonight. I am kind of winging it by myself, so ta-da, gotta play some music. It's kind of how we do things here, I guess.
We've been on and off again and again. I don't know which way we're going, no control. You push me, then you pull me back in. Don't know if I can decipher how your mind works. Yeah, you leave me wondering what it's like to feel your skin. I will keep on trying till you give me a sign. Give me a sign. Oh, give me a sign. Baby, give me a sign. Just give me one more. You leave me hanging, begging for more. Think that I'm addicted to this, can't resist to be a little risky and go for it, cause I want you close. I'm so exposed when you're keeping me wondering. You know I'd do anything to be in your arms again. So give me a sign. Give me a sign. Oh, give me a sign. Baby, give me a sign. Just give me one more talking to you. Here we go again, staying up all night to see if you've been texting me. Where do we go from here? I wanna go all in. So give me a sign. Give me a sign. I just wanna let you know I could go for this, no more tricks. We could take things slow. Say you think about it too. When the lights go out and there's no doubt that I should be with, that I should be. We've been on and off again and again. I don't know which way we're going, no control. You push me, then you pull me back in. We've been on and off again and again. I don't know which way we're going, no control. You push me, then you pull me back in. So give me a sign. Give me a sign. Oh, baby, just give me a sign. Baby, give me a sign. Just give me one more talking to you and here we go again. Staying up all night to see if you've been texting me. Where do we go from here? I wanna go all in. So give me a sign. Yeah, give me a sign. Yeah, give me a sign. Just give me a sign. Baby, give me a sign. Give me a sign. Just give me a sign. Just give me a sign. Give me a sign. Just give me one more.
And welcome back, everybody. I'm Crax, your host. You're on Exotics Radio Podcast, or I should say you're listening to Exotics Radio Podcast. And we are a small YouTube channel trying to make it out in the world. But for most of the part, we just like to hang out and chill out and talk about our things that make us excited, which generally are everything from millipedes, isopods, tarantulas, to even the centipedes. So, yeah, we cover just about everything here. That's the goal, I guess. So what have we got going on? We're talking about we're talking about males versus females. I guess Ben wants to use the male for mating, and I apologize for that burp. I was trying to do it nice and quiet. It just didn't work. So Tony Webb says that he's going to be sending Ben a picture of the one he's got, and Ben knows. Oh, okay, I see. Ben says they know people with females. Let's see. What has been added? My lichen from the extrasoma molted and kept her coloration. Must be doing something right. Awesome. Congratulations. That's great. If they lose their coloration, is that because of minerals? Is that something that because of the food? That's my next question. Orgy! Hey! Long time no see. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Orgy has been a friend of mine since all the way from Podbean days, back when I was doing the Podbean thing. Yeah, and the thing is, people have asked me if I'm going to go back now. I really don't like Podbean, but I do like a lot of the people there, so I do stop in there once in a while. And Orjeet is definitely a longtime friend, all the way from India. So, guys, if you have any questions about the types of insects, spiders that are in India, you can definitely ask Orjeet about them. How are you doing, Orjeet? How's it going? Are you doing okay? That's my next question. I hope you're doing well. Hope life has not mistreated you at all. I hope you're being treated very well. Tony Webb says it's for the camouflage, the lich sticks, insect sticks as they hide in around. Okay. So it is kind of how the food is a little bit. So, if they're eating a certain type of food that they actually blend in, which is kind of nice, I guess. Or I may be even completely wrong. I'm doing good, Orjeet. But yeah, speaking of stick insects, my niece, like I said, I need pictures because she needs to send me pictures so I can send that to Sam, because I was told to ask Sam about the eggs. They're going from black to gray, and she's afraid there's mold, and so she doesn't want to. She's kind of afraid to remove the eggs, but she has removed the gray eggs. And put them in their own little area because she doesn't want to throw away any eggs that possibly may hatch. And so we're trying to. I sent her a bunch of care sheets on that, but like I said, I need to get her to send me a picture so I can actually share, so I can show you guys what's going on with her stick insects, because I guess they lived between 8 to 9 months. They passed away. And then she noticed a bunch of eggs. So, she's like, she's wondering if it was just a stress from laying the eggs, or if it's, because of age. Now I don't know the whole term for them, but they're called the Indian stick insect. Very common. Apparently, it's a very common stick insect, and so she, like I said, she has a nice little setup in her room, and. Yeah, like I said, she was really devastated when they died too. She was really heartbroken. So kind of there for that, but she did a really good job. I mean, she kept them for. No, she did not buy them as nymphs. She bought them as full-on adults. So I don't know how old they actually were, and that's something I've been trying to tell her. But she's upset about that. Like I said, she's not going to listen to it. That's good. I'm glad everything's going well for you, Orgy. No, what kind of my next question is, what kind of I think that they're called the jungle nymphs. Is there a special care, and if there is, what would it be, and where would I find some? Because I would really love for her to expand her insect collection. She wants moths and butterflies, which might actually be kind of hard to obtain here in Sweden. I got to do more research on that. First, I would love to get into the care, help her set up, and then see if we can find some, because I'm pretty sure her mom would split the price right down the middle for her. Mark the Spider Guy is like, hi Cracks. Hey Mark, long time. It's. I was going to say long time to see you. I saw you last Wednesday, but you're late. No, Mark the Spider Guy was late this time. You know who beat you, Mark? Scott from Scott Inverts has beat you, Mark. He got here before you. Just saying, you were late. I hope everything's going good for you, Mark. I hope you're all right. And ladies and gentlemen, go check out Mark the Spider Guy's channel. He's got the cutest. Velvet spider ever. I'm in love. I'm in love with her. I really am. She is awesome. She's so cute, and the fact that she likes to nip the butts is just of the insects that go by. It just adds to her personality. I kid you not. She is adorable. Unfortunately, though, trying to learn how to paint one is not an easy road, so I won't be doing that anytime soon. But I am working on actually painting one, and so that would be fun to do. And now we've got 10 more minutes left of the show. So Mark says yes, been feeding. Aww. I was feeding before this. It must be like the day, because I was feeding before the show. Scott's Inverts is actually feeding his collection right now as we're speaking, and Mark the Spider Guy was also feeding. So I'm wondering if it's just the day. I'm just wondering if it just landed on one of those days where everybody's feeding. Because one of the reasons why I've been feeding and watering is because it got so hot here. So I wanted to make sure that they were okay. I've got something that arose a little bit that worries me, and if she doesn't relax, see. One thing I've learned with tarantulas, if they hunch up like they're drinking, but they're not over a water dish, that's one of the very few early signs of actual dehydration. And she's starting to, she or he, they're not confirmed, I noticed it's just started doing that today, and I don't know if it's because of the heat. So I quickly like saturated half of their enclosure, made sure the water dish was well over full, and threw food at them. They haven't eaten almost a year, so I'm pretty sure they're not going to eat. They like to eat maybe once or twice a year, and then that's for as long as I've kept them. That's what they've been doing. So I'm like, really, you're just the pickiest spider ever. But if they're still hunched over tomorrow like that, I'm going to actually have to put them in a wet, like a paper towel enclosure, kind of like not quite like an an ICU with the heat rock and make it humid and everything else. But I'm talking about an actual something to force them to drink, because I'm not going to risk it, because I know it got really super stupid hot today in my room, and of course, immediately I've got the temperature down, but it just, I don't know. With everything that's recently happened with my sling, I'm very edgy, not nervous. Nervous is a better word. Anxious. Anxious is, I think, is better way of describing it. When it comes to my collection, because I'm very antsy. I want to make sure that they're okay. First and foremost, and then everything else comes out. Also, I found that the Lasadora parahybana has been cultivating a mold. So either tomorrow or the day after, I'm going to have to go in there and clean everything out. And the reason why I say the day after is because hopefully I can find an actual enclosure I can actually move her into to make it a permanent home tomorrow, because I got to go by and see a guy. Because as you guys know, I ordered one, off of Amazon. It's still not here. I'm like, where the hell is this thing? So I've got that, but I was like, screw it. You know what? I'm not going to wait for this thing anymore. So I'm going to move her over. And so hopefully tomorrow I can buy a bigger enclosure for her that's more suitable. And then I can clean everything out and then move the one that she's in, move the Nandu Tripepe, Secretariat. I can move her over into that enclosure, and that'll be her permanent home, because she's got some good size on her. So I want to make sure everybody's, ducks are in a row kind of thing. And she's not really, need to move now, but I would like to. So the only one that really needs to be moved is my Lasadora parahybana, because of the fact that or like I said, it's been so long since I ordered that thing, and it still hasn't come in. And it is basically, it's a just very long. It's like 60 width, or not width, but 60 length. And it's not 60, it's like 75. It's just huge. It's a custom made. You can on Amazon, you can actually go to these guys and have it actually custom made, and they've made it. I've saw pictures. Just for some reason I haven't seen it. So, like I said, I've been fighting with these guys for a while, and I'm just tired of it. So I'm just gonna go out and buy one. Meant to be getting to 30 centimeters here on Monday. Nice. 30 not centimeters, 30 degrees. I got 30 here today. And it was inside my room, and it jumped. I seen it I think I saw it jumped up to 31, and I was like, yeah. Immediately I turned on the air conditioner. I rolled that puppy in here and just immediately turned it on. And now it's a comfortable 25, 26, and that's where I like to keep my tarantulas. And so I want to give people warnings. At this time of year, it's hot. It's summer. Summer is here, so keep an eye on your tarantulas. Keep an eye on that temperature, room temperature, because it's nasty when it hits. Like I said, I have this big beautiful window, big beautiful view, but that window faces the sun in the morning, and so it just roasts. And it's not so much of a problem, especially in the wintertime. In the wintertime, it's actually pretty nice because I don't have to pay the extra for the heating. But it's the summertime, it can get really hot really quick. So good tip is if you've got your tarantulas near the windows, remove them from the windows. No joke, they'll cook. Urban Exotic says, cracks, I got a new edition yesterday. Yay! New editions are great. Congratulations. Orgy says, it is great hearing your voice cracks. Well, thank you so much, Orgy. It's good to see you. It's really good to see you, my friend. And let's see, Tony, as Marks was saying, it's that's too hot for me. Tony, that's too hot for it's too hot for anybody. Tony Webb says you have had to move all of the Scolopendra, Dahani, the Malaysian cherry red centipedes as they require cooler temps. Yes. Oh, yeah, he says, yep, had to move all of the... Yes, I heard that they also... but hold on. Isn't that like most of the centipedes? They like the slightly cooler, damper soil. They don't want it cold, but they like it cooler, like of a 22, 23 degrees. Or am I wrong? Am I thinking something else? Because the last thing I remember, they were like really into the cooler temps of the soil. And I'm not talking about air temperature, I'm talking about soil temperature. Or is it just room temperature, just like the tarantulas? Oh, 15 to 22. I was way off. Wow, I was really way off. I'm gonna post that up there. Ophi Spider-Verse says, hey Cracks, we just got Brunaria Borealis nymphs. Oh, nice. Very, very nice. I butchered that name, so I'm just going to post it. Hope you don't mind. Oh, nope. There we go. And we are coming up on our 1.5 hour show. We're going to wrap things up, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, I can't go over tonight. Usually I go into the 2-hour episodes, sometimes 3. But I'm not going to do that tonight. I have so much I got to get done tonight, and I have to have it done within a certain amount of time. It's kind of one of those things where I realized I didn't pay all my bills, and I need to have the bills paid before midnight. Whoopsie. Because if they don't, then they will take the money out on Monday, and it's just going to be a real big problem. So yeah, I forgot 2 bills, and I need to get those done. Okay, so it was the Vietnamese Red 24 to 28. Okay, so I wasn't too far off. So, all right, I was like, wow, I really, really missed out on that one. I was like, what? Now, Tony Webb says, great to see everyone here. Have a great weekend all. And to you, Cracks, check your Facebook inbox. Yes, I'm getting spoiled. Mark the Spider Guy says, good night, everybody. Now, I'm going to say good night, everybody. Have a great night. And we've got our last call coming up. I'm going to put that up the banner and go ahead and play our last song of the night. Love you guys. Take care.
Roads and up in the clouds, but I've always felt that something's missing. That was until I found you right there in the crowd. You came into my life and started a fire. You made me feel like I could touch the sky. Oh, there's nothing missing now that you're my desire. Now all I have to do is to make you mine. 'Cause I know, and you know, like a song, like a perfect melody. Baby, don't say you don't believe in me, 'cause you know, and I know, we're onto something good. You know, and I know, we got something good. So much better, oh yeah. Before you I was just a shell, so stuck in the dark. You came into my life and started